skateboard. It reminds me of Mickey Mouse. Indians with the monks. They're covered because they're being cleaned. There's the old port on the right-hand side. I have to say that right now it's a very peaceful place. Gives you a good view of the city. It's fun for children. But for a very long time, we have all the rock concerts. Yes, ma'am. As soon as they open the swimming pools for the public, everybody that's nearby comes and spends the day here. The day in which pools open, folks, it's official, the 23rd of June, the beginning of summer. Forgetting about the bad weather and going straight into summer and the sea mountain of Montjuic. So we got to the Olympic area, and now we're coming down from the Olympic area. And something else, folks. See these cars that people would visit Barcelona again and they wouldn't see Spain. So we built them a small Spain. It's called Spanish Village. This was the main entrance into the 1929 World Trade Fair grounds. You walk in between those two towers at the beginning called Venetian Towers. This is the plaza, Catalonia Plaza. And this is us leaving the city because we're now going to Park Guell and we're going to use these fast roads. See, we're high up now.
Drive through town.
Wow.
And
just one apartment complex.
I know. See behind us?
Gaudi was very cautious to plant only local vegetation, things that could withstand all the long droughts. I've seen these plants very sad, sagging, but still green. Roads, of course. You had to be able to reach your plot by car or carriage. So that's what he does, he dynamites. And when he does, he gets these big blocks of rock. This is the rock that is used to clad everything he does. He doesn't want you to see any cement, any concrete, any brick. It's all clad with local stone. So he doesn't go get the stone in Montjuic. It's all from here, from the mountain itself. This way, please. Smart use of resources. He was a recycler. Way before the board had even been invented, he wanted. We're going to see 3 from the inside, this 4th one only from the outside. And it's an excellent example of what Gaudi is researching, because there's a lot of research in Park Guell. See the tilted columns? That had never been done before. Tilting a column and taking it to the center of the load you're going to be holding up, that had never been done before. It all comes out of nature. He studies trees, he studies caves, he realizes that caves don't need buttresses. So if caves don't need buttresses, why should an architect build with buttresses? Which he, by the way, calls crutches. So he avoids that, and he learns how to work with tilted columns. The whole of the inside of the interior of the Sagrada Familia is catenary arches, exactly what you're looking at here. A tilted column on the right, a tilted column on the left that meet at the ceiling and form a parabolic or catenary arch. The beauty of the catenary arch is that it has no lateral load. That's the beauty of it. The load that it's holding up is always perpendicular to each of the segments of the arch. If you take a chain and you hang it from both extremes, that's a catenary. That's the word catena, comes from chain. And the pull of gravity affects each of the segments perpendicularly to the chain. Voila. Turn it around with a mirror and you see what you're looking at here. And that's how Gaudi worked. Actually, he invented his own scale model. He worked with traction and a mirror underneath, and he would see how it would look when it was compression instead of traction. So he came up with really good ideas to create these. So there you have a cave-like atmosphere to walk around comfortably without sweating or without getting wet. But if you want to bask in the sun on the shoulder season, spring and fall, look on top. There's benches everywhere. You can walk, stroll, take your baby for a walk. Stalactites. Do me a favor, please. Go to the end inside. To the left. First go to the end. This way, please. Ah, see how nice it is? And now turn around. And then you see the cave.
Wow, look at how long would it just to do this?
Well, everything was done in the first 6 years, more or less. It was all pretty fast. Remember, they kept inviting people over. And so see how smart? It's cool in the summer. See how cool it is? And then in the wintertime, you can walk out and not get wet. And at the same time, he's creating contention walls. So he doesn't want erosion to fall onto the bottom houses. There's going to be houses on all 40 acres, right? On top, in the middle, at the bottom. So if it rains, he doesn't. Well, by the way, Fun never got his diploma as an architect. And so Gaudi had to sign that design. He was too nervous. He got nervous at exams. Flunked them.
Feels good.
And that's where the beaches begin. Then we have the cruise port. See the cruise ships over there? And that's Montjuic, where we started out the visit of Barcelona. That has the military fortress on top and everything else. Then you can see a little bit of the two gatehouses. We're going to be standing in front of them. They're very whimsical. They look like gingerbread houses. And we know that Gaudi went to see the opera Hansel and Gretel, so he was influenced by that story. He was. The columns become these are the leaves that open out, leaves open out, but there's more trunk every time. There's more.
Yeah, we're in it. We're just videoing, so we're looking at everything. Here comes Ken coming in. Still looking for ice cream?
Great.
Looking for ice cream? It's from broken pieces. It's all broken.
Broken pieces.
You know the broken piece?
Now what's underneath this? First of all, see how Gaudi's house is only the turret? How the trees hide the rest of the house? Yeah. Now move to the left. See that house over there? You can only see the top part, the rest is covered by trees. That's the lawyer's house. And we would have had similar, very similar, probably all of them white or maybe pink. There, a cluster there, another cluster there, another cluster there. All of this is Park Guell, all of it, all the way to the end. The last pine tree. 48 acres. One part facing the city and the other part in back, just the tip of the mountain. And that's what they wanted, vegetation. And this is where Mr. Gray lives, with his 11 children, his wife, and the service I've counted 10. 2 cooks, ironing lady, sewing lady, gardener, chauffeur. Look at it. The only one, for some reason, they haven't stepped on. All the other ones are dead. Maybe this one is the odd one. Very much. Now, can you see that this is a wave? It's a barrel wave. So he is trying different types of tilted columns and holding up different loads in different ways. You can see he's doing a lot of research. What is this? This is the same rock from the mountain itself. Oh, that probably was a gate here. Oh, okay. But you know what? We don't know because he never told us. So much is a mystery of these private constructions. He never published it. Let me talk about this. This was going to be a very shaded, fresh market hall, but because there weren't families for that, Wayne demanded artificial light so that he could hold nighttime activities here. And that's what Gaudi has the obligation of taking 4 columns out and having 4 chandeliers from those rings. Okay, now that you're here and you have this first line, take a picture of that.
That's up there, isn't it? Yep, yep.
I don't know if you can see there's horns there. That's the touch of horns. The animals that represent the evangelists. Okay. Luke is here. Later on, as we move to the front, we're going to see Mark, Lion, John, Eagle, and Matthew, Angel. So all of those continue to architects, security, construction masons, art. Half of the money that we pay goes to paying the workers. So they make about 100 million a year. 50 million goes to paying people.
And of course, this whole thing of mixing architecture with art to that point was something families did not appreciate. Art with art, and architecture with architecture, decorating a wall. And look at the one next to it. Isn't it beautiful too? It's totally not Gaudi, but it's still beautiful. Look at Gaudi, he sculpts the walls. Well, it's the one that got the prize. It's the most artistic house of the year. 19. Here on the left, Catalonia Square. Something you don't find in the old city without the city hall changed it. Now we have